Welcome back to another episode of The Canon, where I bring you the latest in comic book and superhero movie news. I'm your host, Terry, and it's my job to bring you the stuff that matters. What matters right now is the DCU and Warner Brothers. This thing is going crazy. This is actually starting to really upset me. So, there's two main stories. I'll kind of cover them separately. However, they do connect to the larger issue at hand. So first off, we have director Matt Reeves coming up out of the woodworks to clarify his comments from yesterday. And again, I want to kind of clear that up. So his comments didn't happen yesterday, but a lot of the articles were being ran yesterday. It actually turns out that the quote that everybody's talking about came from an interview from a while ago when he was doing press for War of the Planet of the Apes. Now, I've never studied journalism. I never claimed to be a journalist. I don't do breaking news or anything. I just talk about what's out there from my point of view. And hopefully some people that are interested in this might catch some news they haven't heard before. That's it. I don't, that's not, obviously, I'm not in the game. So I will definitely be the first to say I need to just vet these a little bit more before reporting with this era of clickbait headlines where things are so misleading or just plain false. So that's on me. You might notice that I haven't had a ton of videos recently, and that's because a lot of things that have been coming out weren't worth talking about, and I'm not going to make things just to make them. If it's not anything really interesting or something super small like character number 75 got cast in a movie in 2020, I'm not going to talk about it. So when you get things like this that are more of bigger news, of course you want to cover it as quick as possible. But for me, I really wanted to wait yesterday. I was like, I kind of want to wait to see what Matt Reeves said. And now I'm really upset at myself that I didn't wait to see his response. But so today he responded in a tweet saying that, of course, Batman's going to be part of the DC universe. He then went on to say that his comments were talking about it's a solo movie and that it's not setting up any new movies and it won't have any cameos of the other characters. Okay, so let's look at it at face value. One of the things I said yesterday is that yes, he could be talking out of context or misspeaking, where he meant this timeline doesn't coincide with the current DCU, but it's still the same Batman, it's still his past. But also you could have looked at it, he was very specific with it's not part of the extended universe. Not like, like I said, it would be different if he was like, all my Batman movies aren't part of this timeline. Okay, that's a little different. But when he said they're not part of the extended universe, that's very specific. So one thing we know is that Ben Affleck originally was going to direct, star in these movies, of course. So there's no doubting that it was part of the DCU. Now, when they approached Matt Reeves, it's very possible they said, hey, we got this idea for these movies that aren't part of DCU. We want you to do one or a trilogy. Okay, fine. Right now, it seems like it's backtracking because I think Matt Reeves knew exactly what he was saying when he said it. And I think once Warner Brothers saw that it got out, they told him, hey, issue a statement, clear it up. We're not sure what we want to do right now. And again, Justice League hasn't came out. Justice League has a lot of bad press. So what you don't want to do right now is start getting people really looking in with a laser focus on the Batman situation. Because from all the people I know who are usually right, I've heard and read that he's leaving. It's a done deal. They're trying to figure out how to do it. But of course, the company is covering that up right now before Justice League. So they don't want any extra attention on the Batman situation. So this, of course, I'm sure they were not happy about. So he went and clarified it. ultimately, I don't know where it ends up because we don't have a release date. I don't know if it ends up in the DCU or not. I think it comes down to what they do with Ben Affleck. If he actually leaves and they want to recast, the trilogy is supposed to be more of a younger Batman. Maybe they do that and then roll that guy into the new role, or they just leave it alone. We have to wait and see. So, but the thing is, like, him backtracking is false. We clearly can tell he was very specific about this is not part of DCU, and now Warner Bros. Is trying to clean that up. And it makes sense, but it's just, why is this stuff so all over the place? It's really upsetting. And so going from that, the next thing was we had the Hollywood Reporter reporting that there's a Harley Quinn and Joker movie. Now, this was exclusive. From what I can tell, Warner Brothers confirmed it. Plus, these are the top sources. They said that a Harley Quinn and Joker movie is on the fast track. Now, and we already know yesterday there was a Joker origin movie that was not announced, but reported on. And in that report from Deadline, they said that Jared Leto would be in Suicide Squad 2 and Gotham Sirens. So if Gotham Sirens and Suicide Squad 2 was reported and there was a Harley and Joker movie, if they had good sources, wouldn't they have known that? I don't know. I mean, I know Hollywood Reporter broke the exclusive scoop, but still, if you had inside sources, you would have known that. Because to me, I hear Gotham City Sirens, which wasn't on the slate at Comic-Con. We've heard about it. We heard David Ayer, all that. But Comic-Con announced all these other movies, some movies we didn't hear about. Why didn't they announce Gotham City Sirens if it was actually going to happen? So I don't believe that's going to happen. Suicide Squad 2 was announced. They never said if Joker or Harley Quinn is in it. So we don't know about that. But now there's another Harley Quinn and Joker movie. So I don't think they're going to have Jared Leto in all three movies. But it does seem official that they're going to be going ahead because and here's the problem with it. If you really read the article, the report is that Warner Brothers is worried about contracts with Jared Leto and Margot Robbie, who are big actors and actresses, and they're popular, and they're really trying to gain or capture the momentum. And so it seems like this project has come out of nowhere. Now, they do have directors, the duo that did Crazy Stupid Love, which is actually a really good movie, and they're doing This Is Us right now, which is a big TV show. So it's on the fast track, and from what they said, this movie is ahead of the Joker origin movie. So it's going to happen. I don't doubt it's going to happen. I just doubt why. Again, the slate. No mention of a Joker and Harley Quinn movie. Not at all. No Jared Leto, no Mark Rowe, not even a little bit. And all of a sudden now we got a fast track movie with a director, the script is being written, and they're trying to get this thing out. All because they want to keep the actors. And I get it, you want to keep the actors, but it's like, again, this shows DC just has no plan at Warner Brothers. Absolutely no plan. I've been saying DCU reboot, hashtag reboot now, and Wonder Woman came out, everybody lost their minds, and Justice League, all that, and I want to see Justice League. I really liked Wonder Woman. I liked all the movies they've had so far, but they do not have a plan. As much as Jeff Johns is this, John Berg is this, we got this and this, they don't have a plan. And so it's not so much the material that's coming out for me. I know a lot of people don't like it, but for me, it's not that. And it's not, the choices they're making. It's just the idea that they have no set clue what they're doing. So all of this goes back to the point of yesterday of having non-DCU and DCU movies at the same time, which I'm okay with. If you want to do an Elseworld type deal, label it something. Label it Elseworld. Label it Tales from the Elseworld, whatever you want to call it. Label it that, and then that way we know these are just separate, standalone movies. And so that's the thing that kind of upsets me, is that you're going to make it confusing. No matter what people might say, it's going to be confusing. And so I just want them to define what they're trying to do. Because I would love a Elseworld story where Bruce Wayne is the one that becomes a Green Lantern instead of Hal Jordan. There's Elseworld story, Injustice, everybody knows about. That's pretty much an Elseworld story. I mean, you got a bunch of different things. You can do Blue Beetle. You can do Booster Gold. You can do, whatever. What if Batman turned evil? You can do whatever you want. Yes, it's creative, but label it something. Let people know it's separate. Fine. But when you're doing characters that are already running at the same time, it makes no sense to me. So if Ben Affleck is going to exit and you want to run your Matt Reeves trilogy, okay, whatever. I think it's weird to do origin stories as an Elseworld type deal, because that's not Elseworld. That's kind of just the same thing. Elseworld is supposed to be kind of fun stories. Telling an origin story is not that fun unless you're going to completely change the character. So I don't know, that it all just is kind of confusing. So for right now, we know Batman is Batman. That's what Matt Reeves said. So his origin, prequel, whatever trilogy is going to feed into the Ben Affleck Batman we know today. We know the Joker movie is its own separate thing. While a lot of people, including me, were talking about a line of separate movies, DC only announced one, which is this Joker movie. So they didn't say they have plans for a whole line of them, but they might. So my question is, what characters will you use? You use lesser known characters. You do fun stories, then perfectly fine. I'm okay with that. But if you're trying to say, you're trying to do a different Superman while we got Superman, different Batman while we got Batman, different Joker, and then put this Joker in 3 different movies, like that makes no sense to me. It makes absolutely no sense. So, again, I still believe that they're trying to hedge their bets. They're trying to make money. They're trying to make sure that if Justice League doesn't work out, or if somewhere along the lines DCU has to be rebooted, they got money coming in where they can rest on that for a little bit before they reboot the DCU. That's my thoughts. Whatever they do, I hope they get a plan together. I still vote they shut all this crap down. Like, this is absolutely going off the rails. I still vote, and I voted before, they shut it down, and they really understand what they want to do here. They need to understand what they want to do, and then you can have a plan about how you're going to do it. So that's just my thoughts. A lot of this stuff kind of upsets me, and I have a lot of different thoughts, but overall, at least to me, I don't see how anybody can look at this and not think, wow, Warner Brothers is really all over the place. And so it doesn't instill confidence in me about Justice League when we got reports that Zack Snyder's not coming back anymore for any other movies for DC. Well, we got reports that Josh Whedon has redone the whole Justice League movie, which for a fact isn't true. But, there's still a lot of negative press on it. And so Justice League is going to be approached with a hesitant, type of feel. And whether it does okay or bad, I just don't know where we go from here. So anyway, we'll stay tuned. And this is why I kind of like doing stuff later, because you get news like at the last hour. So we'll see what happens next, because I'm sure there's going to be some type of clarification coming again, because this is kind of all over the place. So anyway, go to the comment section. Let me know what you think. What do you think about Jared Leto's Joker returning, possibly for 3 movies? What do you think about this idea of an Elseworld DCU? Go to the comment section. Let me know. Thumbs up, subscribe, and if you heard it here, it's official canon.